What are some tips you have for someone remodeling or flipping a house?
Interesting. Well, you all asked us a real good question. I'm just really excited about the questions that you all are asking me. That can go in a lot of different ways. Unfortunately, there's an investor who understands real estate, and there are investors who don't understand real estate. And the people who don't understand real estate are normally people who have careers in something outside of that, which, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of other professions. They want to get into the happy space of flipping houses. Well, the problem with that comes is that they're trying to retain, hopefully they can retain some kind of equity in the house where they can sell the house and generate some money. But the interesting thing about that is that if they get with an unlicensed contractor, they get with somebody that says that we're going to be able to do this for you for $10,000. And the investor says, okay, $10,000. I think I can have this house sold in about 4 months if the guy says what he's going to do, and I'm going to get it for $10,000, and he gives the guy $5,000 as a deposit. He doesn't see the guy anymore, or he gets in there and does some demolitions and gets some things going, and he doesn't, and there's no recourse. And the interesting thing about that, a lot of investors do something, say we're going to borrow from a hard money. And that's what it's called, hard money, for a reason. That means that if you don't do that deal in that time span they gave you, 4 months, 5 months, whatever interest rate you were paying is going to double. And they're going to ask for a lot of money. And that's a bad scenario when you are a person that's going to flip house. So again, you need to know the game. You need to know the rules of the game to make sure you don't get stuck in that. And one of the first things that need to happen is that if an investor is totally looking to get into something and flipping a house, get with a licensed contractor. Don't cut. Don't try to go in there and say, I can get a better price down the street. Or down the street might end up making you have to pay the whole entire street. Because by the time they get done with you, you're going to end up paying so much more money beyond what you would have made. And now you're in a scenario right now, possibly facing bankruptcy, because we don't know what the deal is and what you got involved with. But a lot of times people just don't know. So it's going to be important to really understand the rules of the game, whether it's in the law, whether it's in real estate. I don't care what it is. Be passionate enough to say, I need to do my research, and I really want to be able to get this done in a way where it's going to benefit me, and not to a point where people can, vultures can just attack me.
Are there any grants you would recommend for someone looking to get into your industry?
I can't. People can, vultures can just attack me.
Are there any grants you would recommend for someone looking to get into your industry?
I can't recommend grants because I just don't know that industry, but I'm sure, again, with the technology where we are right now and dealing with so many different things online, I know that there are a lot of organizations and groups that offer grants. I hear about it all the time. I'm personally just not one who can actually tell you exactly what to do. But if there is one that's out there with entrepreneurship or anything in real estate, I would definitely advise to look into it.
Okay, I think I'm going to pass the floor back to Ms. Taylor.
Do you have some advice for upcoming businesses? Do you have any advice for upcoming business owners?
Yeah. The advice is to, again, this word passionate is very important, because if you're not passionate, you won't follow through. And that means that, when the wind blows west, you'll be jumping on something else. When it blows east, you'll be jumping on something else. Get into something that you really like so you won't just give up right away. And so one of the things that I would say is that when you're passionate about it, understand everything about it. Again, I keep jumping on what my brother's saying about knowing the rules. It's so important because it actually helps you. I was probably at the time when I was going to New York as a buyer, I was 21 years old in 1984. And I had to be the only African-American buyer in New York City in the fashion houses. And to me, I didn't think it was a big deal, but it was a big deal to everybody that waited on me. So much to the degree that they were, wanting to know how I got there and asked all these questions. And it actually ended up where I got a job offer. Of course, I didn't take it, with Bloomingdale's. At that time, I was 22 years old. So that was exciting to see that, but I had passion behind it, and I never went back to working for anyone. And not that that was a bad thing, but I had so much passion. I took the hard knocks as it came to me, and I was very thankful for all people helping me out, black, white. I had all kinds of people helping me because they saw the passion that I had. And anyone who wants to help, want to help themselves, I'm also the kind of person that will help a person that's really passionate about helping themselves.
I believe Cole's going to ask maybe a few more questions, and then we're going to go to our second guest. I believe Cole's going to ask maybe a few more questions, and then we're going to go to our second guest.
Okay. How's your hair company?
How's it doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. As I said earlier, the hair company is doing very well. We got into the business. We probably made our first purchase, I would say about $20,000. We made our first investment for about $20,000. And from that first initial investment that we made, and then let me just stop for a minute because I will say that my wife at the time was attending Howard University. And with all the information that I had as a business person, one of the things key was going to be having an investment. She says, well, just from doing hair, I've saved up $50,000 on my own money. That's probably why she's my wife today. But nevertheless, to be able to see that someone was disciplined and passionate about wanting a business that they had already started saving money on their own was very powerful. So part of that $20,000 was her money. As a matter of fact, a lot of it was initially. But it went from an initial order of $20,000 to where we were ordering monthly between $80,000 and $100,000 a month. So that means that they will tell you what kind of sales that were going on if we were able to be in a position to order like that.
Where do you get your hair supplies for your shop?
Well, we don't have a shop. Like I said, we have a manufacturer. So basically, once we cut the hair at the ponytail, and we actually prepare it and take all of the whatever, they went through a whole big system. If you go online, www.galaxy5000.com, you will actually see the whole process on how we process it before it gets here to the U.S. We take all the things out that can possibly hurt the hair, lice or whatever is detected, small hairs, we take those things out and we ship. So we're not a store where we have supplies other than just the hair itself. And hair product like conditioners and things like that, we do sell online as well, but not in a big way. And those supplies and those conditioners we work with a person who does that from out of New York, and we have a relationship where we exclusively use their product.
Well, it was great having you on, Mr. Chris. I know you said you got to get up out of here by 6:30, so
Yes,
I'm going to let you go a couple minutes early.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.